Lance Stanley in the Dog Trainer Marketing Group asked the question, Adam, what would you do with the last $1,000 in your pocket to market your dog training business? Which I thought was a fantastic question. And I get people who call me from time to time. They want to buy one of the services at dogtrainertoolbox.com to help them grow their dog training business. And they're down to the last $1,000, or maybe they're down to the last $700. And my answer is this. Well, first off, it really depends what we mean. Are you down to your last $1,000 like that you have, like in your bank account before you're on Skid Row? Or does that just mean you're down to the last $1,000 you can invest in growing your dog training business for, the next couple of months? So if it's the former, if you're down to your last $1,000 that you have in your bank account to put food on the table, you do not want to invest it in your dog training business, hoping and praying that you're going to get a good enough return on investment to continue to eat. What you need to do is you need to go out and find yourself a job, an actual job that will put consistent food on the table. Go work for Home Depot or get a job at Starbucks or whatever, because you are so close to the wire at that point that you can't afford to worry about whether or not you're going to get a positive return on investment from whatever marketing money that you spend, whatever marketing dollars that you invest. Because let's be honest, all marketing is a test and all marketing has a risk. You could go out and do something that's just guaranteed to bring you clients, and then tomorrow there's another 9/11 and suddenly everything shuts down. Tomorrow there's another COVID, everything shuts down. So you don't want to put yourself in that position ever. So go get a job, okay? And then what I recommend is that once you have consistent income and you have a roof over your head and you've got enough money that you're not having to worry about whether or not you're going to eat, then invest that $1,000 into your dog training business and work your dog training business on the weekends, maybe in the evenings if you still have enough energy, and grow it that way to the point where you get enough clients and enough revenue coming in, and you've discovered, because you've invested enough new ways to bring in new clients, that you can then quit your day job and focus 100% on growing your dog training business. Because if you do it the other way, it's going to be way too stressful. You're going to be making all kinds of decisions based solely on money rather than what's best for the dog and the client. You're probably going to be taking clients that you shouldn't be taking because they're dangerous dogs or just bad situations, and you don't want to be in that position. You never want to be where your back against the wall. So let's interpret the question differently. Let's say that the wolves are not at the door, and you have 6 months or a year's worth of living expenses, or maybe you already have a job, and you're just down to your last $1,000 that you can invest in your dog training business for the next few months until you're able to get up enough scratch to then try and invest in something again. So what would you do? What should you do? Here's what I would do if I only had $1,000 and was just starting up my dog training business or had scraped together that amount of money. Here's what I would do. Now, some of this you can replicate easily. Some of this you may not be able to do because I have a unique skill set, or several unique skill sets that I've developed over the past 30 years. And if you don't have that, then just learn from it and work on it, and eventually you'll have those skill sets too if you practice it. But I want this to be useful for everyone, so I'm not just only going to talk about the things that I can do, but I'm going to talk about things that you can do as well. So first off, I would go to Vistaprint and print out invest about $100 in 1,000 business cards, double-sided business cards, plain but glossy. So they're a little bit heavier duty. And on the front, I would put like the name of the company and then city and then dog training, the word dog training, and then put a strong call to action, something like call now for a free consultation evaluation and temperament test, an $89 value, and then the phone number. And then at the bottom, I put the email address and the name of the website. That on the front. On the back of the card, I would put, mention this code and receive $50 off any dog training program. And then underneath that, I put like a line where somebody can manually write a little code. And I'm going to explain what I would do with that. So you get your business cards. You get your 1,000 business cards. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through Facebook. I'm going to do a search on Facebook for the name of my city plus a group, right? So I'm looking for a Facebook group based around my city. So for example, I live in Ocala, Florida right now. So it would be Ocala, Florida, and then see what groups come up. And then I'm going to do the same for my county. So Marion County, and then see what groups come up. And I'm going to join every one of those groups, and I'm going to make a list of all of them that I've joined. Okay, then I'm going to find the mom groups. These are the groups that new moms hang out in and swap strategies on how to raise their kids and talk about things related to being a mom. And I'm going to join those groups. I'm going to join the equestrian groups because in our community, there's a big equestrian presence. And any specific group that's local, I'm going to join it within reason, at least the bigger ones. So now that I've done that, I'm going to post in that group something along the lines of, hey guys, I've just started a local dog training business and I'm looking for somebody or individuals who might be interested in making a little bit of money by handing out my business card. If you're just hanging out at the dog park anyways, or you're hanging out at the playground, or you're hanging out in front of your kid's karate class with a bunch of other people, hand out my business card. And if they sign up for one of our dog training programs, I'll pay you $100. $100 is a significant amount of money, enough that will get some people motivated. And then I'd say, PM me, private message me for more information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give each person who responds an individual code. So they write their code. So for example, if the person you meet, her name is Carla, I'm going to put Carla-100 next to it. And I'm going to write her name on my little notepad. And I'm going to give her maybe 50 business cards. Okay, I'm not going to give her all of them. I'm going to give her 50 business cards. And I'm going to get as many people as I can. So maybe I end up with 3 or 4 or 5 or maybe 10 people who I give my business cards out to. And they're now my ambassadors. So they're going to go out and they're going to solicit people that they know, friends and family and the people that they run into, to call and sign up for my dog training program. Now, ostensibly, my program costs at least $1,000. So I can afford to kick back $100 to them. Okay. So when a potential client calls and then signs up with you, they say, I want the $50 discount. Okay. So you're giving them a $50 discount and you're paying the referrer $100. So you're out $150 to acquire a client. Guys, that's not that much money. In fact, you can raise your normal price by $50 to compensate for the discount that you're giving if you want to, or make whatever price adjustments you see as necessary. That's not that much money. I mean, if you're using Google Ads in any competitive market, you might easily be spending $150 to acquire a client. Now, my average lifetime value for my typical dog training client is $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 or more. It makes sense to spend $150 to acquire a client. So now I've got a little army, right, of people going out and promoting me. What I'm going to continue doing then the next week is I'm going to continue to post in all of those groups with different ideas. Like, for example, what I might do is I might say, hey, is there anybody who would like to win a free dog training program? The first 2 people who respond get a free dog training program. And I'm going to give that away just free because it's going to get people responding in those groups, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list. All of those people who responded are now prospective clients. They're leads, right? I put their name into the hat and I'm pick 2. The rest of the people, let's say we get 40 or 50 people, the rest of those people are interested in dog training, right? So I'm going to reach out to the rest of those people and I'm going to say, hey, I wanted to thank you for joining, within a day or two. I want to thank you for submitting a comment on my thread. Unfortunately, you did not win the free dog training, but what I am going to give you is a consolation prize, a discount of $100 off any dog training program, right? So now I've got a list of 50 people. I'm probably going to sign at least 2 to 3 of those people, wouldn't you think? So I'm going to take those 2 or 3 people, I'm going to take that money. Remember, I'm still working my day job, so I don't need to live off this money. So I make a couple thousand, $2,000-$3,000. I can then reinvest that money into something that's going to bring me even more leads, right? Maybe Google ads, maybe Facebook ads. Okay, so that's kind of the long-term program to reinvest and grow. But we're still working off that initial $1,000, right? So I'm going to take of the 2 people that won the free dog training. I'm going to take their dogs and I'm going to create a ton of social media content while I'm training those dogs. And I'm going to continue to post in those local groups because that's bringing me free publicity. And the nice thing about the dog training industry is that it's so PR friendly, right? I could do this stuff and I can show pictures and say, hey, I wanted to just keep you guys updated on, Murphy's progress here, Murphy the Labrador, in the winner from this group, got the free dog training program. Here's what I learned this week, right? So I'm going to milk that stuff to keep my name in front of these groups. And some of these groups might have 40 to 50,000 people or more. So really, really important strategy. Now, let's say I've still got probably like $900 left. So I'm going to spend $20 a day on Facebook lead ads. I'm going to run Facebook lead ads for probably about 10 days. Okay. And what I need a really good offer. You guys can watch some of my other videos on how to come up with a good offer. But I'm going to run Facebook lead ads with a really catchy image and a really good headline. And I'm going to target people 25 years of age and older in my geographic market. And I'm going to get leads. I'm going to expect probably anywhere from 1 to 5 leads a day. Most of those aren't going to be maybe great leads. Some of them will, some of them won't, but it's something else that's kind of like working for you so that you don't have to work yourself, right? And I would say after 5 days, you should maybe have 1 additional client. So now you've got 2, 3 clients you've signed, 4 clients you've signed. At that point, you're going to start following up with those people to get referrals, to encourage them to send you referrals, also with the business cards, also via email, also via tagging them on social media. So you see how it starts to kind of grow. Eventually, really what I want is I want to continue to reinvest in ways that don't take up so much time, so much of my time, like Google ads, like Facebook ads, like newspaper ads, whatever else is out there, right? All the stuff I've talked about for the last 6 years on this YouTube channel, you're going to start to implement. But now you have some working capital to use to reinvest in the business. So that's kind of how I would start doing it. Now, myself, I've got about $800 left. Personally, I'm investing that money in a Google Ads campaign. But the thing is, I had an agency that ran Google Ads for dog training business owners. So I know what I'm doing. So I have a better chance than you likely do to make sure that those campaigns actually give me a good ROI. The problem with Google Ads is that if you don't know what you're doing, you can blow through a lot of cash really, really fast. So I don't recommend jumping into Google Ads yourself. I would recommend hiring a professional who is specific to the dog training industry. And that's really important because if you hire somebody who doesn't know about the dog training industry, they're not going to know right off from the start which keywords to focus on, which are the money keywords, and they're not going to know which keywords to put in their negative keyword list so you're not wasting a bunch of clicks on stupid searches like, dog training book or dog training birthday party or all kinds of other different crap. So I would hold off on that if I were you and didn't know how to, didn't have a background in running Google Ads, and use somebody like the guy I recommend at dogtrainertoolbox.com and click in the box in the upper left-hand corner. It'll take you to his website and you can talk to him. Once you have a grub stake, but you're probably going to need, at least a couple $1,000 to get started to have a professional ads manager run your ad campaigns because they're not cheap, right? And then you need the ad spend money, the money that goes to Google. And you're probably going to need at least a couple $1,000 to get that started. So I wouldn't recommend that. But for me, I know how to run those Google ads, and I know that with $800, I can pull out at least a few clients from that ad spend money that I can then use to reinvest into my Google Ads campaigns and really start to dominate my market. So, it's one way to do it. There's a million ways. Another thing, I think that if I didn't know how to run Google Ads, maybe I would consider the not a full truck wrap, but I would consider doing just lettering on the side, company name, dog training, and then the name of the website underneath it, or maybe the phone number and the website underneath it. And then park your car at a busy intersection where everybody can see it. You'll probably pull about a client a month doing that, which is kind of a hassle because you have to go out and you have to park the car in a high visibility area, right? Which may or may not be difficult depending on your city. So for me, the answer would not be the car route. For me, the answer would be get a Google Ads campaign going up as soon as possible. Hey, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook. It's free to join. Look for the picture of me with the Dutch Shepherd on the top, and you'll know you're in the right one. And also check out dogtrainertoolbox.com. If you need to grow your dog training business, if you need to learn how to sell on the phone, if you need to learn how to sell dog training in person, basically everything that you need, if you need a contract, I think we do a really good job with Dog Trainer Toolbox of giving you the tools that you need to efficiently invest in yourself and invest in your business to get you to that next level. Hey, I'm Adam Katz for dogtrainertoolbox.com. Talk to you soon, guys.